Welcome to Harmonizing Journey to Realignment Foundation Series, YouTube Live, Mstery of Keylonta show, and
Mstery of Keylonta.
Oh, I thought I had
show.
I thought I had gotten the sound down. I guess I didn't enough. Okay. My relationship with Source comes first is the focus. And it looks like we might have one person unless it's showing me. But if someone is joining in, if you're comfortable, please introduce yourself and let us know where you're from or any information you'd like to share. And it's good to have company. And alrighty. And actually, let me see something. Does it matter if I... Nope. Okay, interesting. All right. Lewis, would you like to read the screen?
Welcome everyone who decided to take the plunge into understanding who we are as spiritual beings, living out the mechanics and manifestation of Keylonta. The primary resource you use is the Postures of Love and Steps Towards Joy manual by Rose Tobing of the Kafara team by Azurite Press. This is an excellent summary of applying the freedom teachings in your daily lives. We are in no way affiliated with Azurite Press or Erase Productions. The link to download the PDF is on the Harmonizing Journey website or the HDS on the HDS Harmonize page. Make sure to put your questions and comments in the chat to share the discussion. Also, please like, share, and subscribe if you already have not.
Thank you. All right. Again, my relationship with Source comes first. Experiencing the divinity within your eternal being as Aya, pages 25 through 27 out of the Postures of Love, Steps Towards Joy manual. My nose is itching. Looks like we might have another person. So again, welcome. And my name's Katie Oshiwanita. And if you'd love to say who you are in the chat, would be awesome. If not, that's fine too. And yeah, and again, any comments, thoughts, please share as we go along. If it's a question that kind of goes with the particular topic I'm talking about as I go through the slides, awesome, I'll answer it then. If it's something else, and at the end, I'd probably then answer the questions. All right. So, things to consider. Is your journey in life to harmonize to alignment with who you are as Aya, God Source First Eternal, you, me, we, us, they, it? Or are you kind of off looking at a lot of physical 3D things as I have to do these to be okay? Are you prioritizing time to meditate, feeling into your still voice within, right? And again, I've got certain clients that I just say, I can't focus, I'm over. I just say, just breathe. Air in, air out. Air in, air out. Air in, air out. And before you know it, all of a sudden you pop back into your body. And when you're in your body, believe it or not, that's where you're going to feel within your internal pillar that still voice within. Are you letting others' whims and desires override your still voice within? Again, we get off in the weeds, what I like to call second creation finite mechanics. Over here, over there. Oh, this world event's happening over there, or that person over there is saying this, or that thing going on over there, and that's going on up there, and that's going on over there, and you're like scattered, running around trying to fix things when really it all happens within here. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, tuning in, listening, feeling, sensing, whatever your abilities are. to listen to that still voice within. The state of grace, which is on page 25. Grace, ease and fluidity of movement or manner. And that's the definition in the online Webster Dictionary. The code for this manual, that's the feature of this manual that you see up in the corner of that screen, it's called the Hanatalia code. And that code is light soon, embodies the light sound in one. When all our makabas are working in sync and bring all of your higher consciousness and direct connection to God fully into your body. So that's when the in-breath, magnetic, hold within the menu, out-breath, electrical. It's also known as the love, the lowest unified velocity. So you notice when I say much love and peace, LUV, that is lowest unified velocity. It is at that 0 point. There's like a bubble state of consciousness that just emanates around you when you embody this still point breath within. And this code can help. And we, of course, have other codes that are very helpful, but that's a very nice one to use. I'm not sure what's going on with my chest, but anyway. And no, I do not smoke. So I do not smoke cigarettes. It's been years since I smoked a cigarette. Many, many years, teenager. Attitude is, well, next to the breath, attitude is everything. So in this Hanatalia state, you sit right in the center of the 0 point within that code. Just imagining how newly induce that code and then bring it down into your heart area and just feel that connection within, connecting with the Azure. Just located right about there, your heart, and then also the tip of your sternum, your heart of Ephema, all this area, just opening it up of your central body current. The two polarities of light and sound find their balance within the Manu 13th pillar that connects directly into the internal eternal core of your being of the still point within as Aya. And we know, with working with the introductory material, how each of our different density planes all are within spheres, within spheres, within spheres, within spheres, interrelated with the energy lines and the energy centers, spiraling with the different catharic grid structures, all interplaying together. And it all works. Every catharic grid of all your different bodies interface in that Azure point, that Amaraya field of divine love. When you go outside this point, you get pulled again in all kinds of directions again by what I like to call, haven't as yet heard somebody else say it, so if somebody else made it up 10 or more years ago, I give them the credit, but I've never heard anybody else say second creation, finite mechanics, planetary programs, right? This problem over there, that person's doing this, the organization's doing this, that my boss is doing this, my coworker's doing that. Right?
Yeah.
All of them are doing all kinds of stuff. Okay? You can take the attitude, because again, after all, 10% is what happens to you. And 80% is the stance you take in handling what's coming to you within that still point within. Breathing, tuning in. And I'll never forget, years ago, I know I've said this story before. I'll say it again because I don't think I've said it to this group. Is years ago, I went to a Unitarian church. It doesn't even matter the church. I went to a church. Well, I'll just say it was a Unitarian church because it doesn't really matter. It could have been Catholic, Protestant. It could have been any church. It doesn't matter. Or any organization. And I was sitting with my partner at the time at the back wall. And so I had the full view of the rooms, pretty good sized room. It was after the service, and it was the social time afterwards. And there was this elderly gentleman, not ancient, but we'll say elderly, and he was just full of joy and harmony and enthusiasm. And he had two people in front of him, or a group of people, I can't remember exactly. And he's just talking away, talking, happy as a lark, ha ha ha, like literally in his own world. And there was another guy kind of behind him, and he was so depressed. So depressed. I mean, I just. And he was just walking aimlessly around. Kind of looked like he might have been drunk, but I don't think he was drunk. I think he was just really out of it. And the guy that was really happy was, and the guy that was depressed, like it, he was walking behind him, and then all of a sudden he stumbled, and the guy that was just took like maybe a step and moved forward or to the side, and the guy that was really depressed fell where he had literally just been standing. The guy who's happy, frequency high, didn't miss a step in his conversation, didn't notice this other guy for nothing. And the other guy is just sitting on the floor, kind of, literally like two realities going on in the same time. Two completely different attitudes, two completely different perspectives. The guy that was happy, he was breathing, sitting up straight, flow, excitement, happy, and the other guy was hunched over. So just thought I'd share that story. Did you want to add anything, Lewis?
Well, yes, I've got a nice little experience that I've experienced recently. Sorry about that. I've got a bit of issues with my throat, so I don't know what's particularly going on.
Something in the air, even though we're two different parts of the world.
Oh, yes. So a couple of weeks ago, I was just kind of lying in bed, and I just kind of started noticing all of these little dots just kind of popping off, on and off, like constantly. There was millions of them, all like kind of across my room. It was like, as I started focusing on them, it's like these little dots, these little particle phasing kind of things, started creating what seemed to be like a huge field around me that encompassed my entire room. And as I was kind of going deeper and deeper into this field, kind of what I started to realize was, because the issue always talks about how nothing's going on outside of us, it's all going on inside of us. Everything's a hologram, everything's an expression of us. And let me tell you, it's one thing the Asia saying that in a 3D sense, but it's a whole of a ball game when you start to feel it on an ego level, when you start to directly experience it, that everything is going on inside of you. So what I started realizing was, so everything's going on inside of me. Everything's going inside of me. Everything outside of me is literally just a void. It's a hologram that I'm directly experiencing. And kind of since that experience, it's kind of like, right, okay, I know that I'm in a hologram, and it all comes back down to the attitude. You have this kind of information. What attitude do you want to take? Do you want to be the victim? Do you want to blame all the things you're experiencing based on the karma? Because everything is a part of you. Everything is you. Everybody that you see within your template, within your hologram is you. All the financial issues, all of the issues that you see in the world is a direct reflection of you, which is directly connected into the wider PBIS planetary biophase. Planetary system. There we go. Thank you. So again, it kind of comes back to, what stance do you want to take when you know that you're really in a hologram? Do you want to take divine action? Do you want to take accountability for all the shit that you've been manifesting? Or do you want to just continue to be the victim, being the victim? Ultimately, but yeah.
Awesome.
I guess that's when it kind of comes down to things like techniques and things as well, because what I kind of started noticing was the more that I started doing flame body, the more that I started breaking up all these different things that would come into my field. Because now that I knew that I was in this hologram, I became a lot more aware of my karma and the shit kind of coming up. I became a lot more aware of my holographic inserts, so to speak, that started coming up. So I really started just realizing, right, I need to start doing my Haric Seal, I need to start doing more pod space work, I just need to start doing more stuff just to really kind of clean my field up. And it was interesting because as these holographic inserts were kind of coming into my field, it's that you could feel them. You could feel the specific encryption of them. And it kind of comes back to the point that you were kind of making. It's 82%.
10%.
It was 10% is what?
It's 10%. I remember it as 10%.
So what's the extra 10% after that? Because that's only 90%.
Maybe it's 20%. Because I've got 80%. That's not right. Anyway, something like that.
So it was kind of like I just started noticing what was actually a holographic kind of insert and what wasn't. So I started going back into the Keylonta manuals and all this other kind of stuff, and I started learning about the radio body.
I kind of want to step back a little bit in regards to you're using the word hologram a lot. And I think that I got that I needed to say something about that.
Okay.
In that the hologram is a projected light body structure that you have that in-breath that's in the internal pillar, and then the out-breath manifest expression. And holograms tend to be a crystallized light body structure reality, and it's actually even considered the past because everything happens within the now, within your spirit, your Aya connection.
Yeah.
And it's in that realm. So I'm not about to try to analyze that at a 3D level. It's a little weird, but so it's a projection out, like a viewing, okay? And once it's been projected out, it's done. You can't change it. It's projected out. And it's almost like it just sort of dissolves probably at some point and just kind of goes wherever it goes because you're continuously projecting out. The old esoteric Christianity initiation science guys would have called it the Amma. They call it the illusion, but there's another word that's used that I'm spacing on. I don't know why I'm spacing on that word.
The void?
No, just what would be kind of like illusion, but it's not illusion, but it is illusion. That life is, and they make it out as it's not real, but it is actually real. When it's projected, crystallized, and Yesha goes through with the Keylonic science in some beginner bits of the spirit body, Tantra Hura teachings, there's how that reality is actually created step by step. There's processes that development. So if you're a biological male, you're a biological male. If you're born as a biological female, you're a biological female. That is an out-pictured, crystallized reality.
Yeah.
You can't, just because you don't like it, change it. You can get your body butchered and take synthetic hormones, or you get your arm cut off, it's off. But if you can,
Hello? Hello? Katie? Is that what happened to Katie? Hello? 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 Okay, so I'm assuming that I am... Okay, we'll figure this out. Oh my goodness. Let's just wait. See if we actually got any comments. We do. Oh, hi Jacob. I've been in Telegram group for some time and I've seen several of your videos here. Glad to catch you guys live. Okay, let's... Oh god. You're never prepared for when this type of situation happens. I don't particularly know what to say. See, am I... Actually, I think... Hold on. Sorry, my computer shut down. Hold on. Okay. Okay, she's coming back. Her computer just shut down, so... See, present... Actually, I do think... It was on Keynote. I think I actually might have a copy of Katie's PDF that I can pop up. Okay, I think she's back in. I think. No, she's... Oh god. I wish I knew what to say. I'm completely just spaced out on this. Actually, while Katie's not here, for some reason I'm getting guidance to kind of just read an excerpt from the Voyages 2 book. It's page 158. And it says, "We wanted you to know this little secret about the true nature of human DNA and how the DNA is the literal vessel through which the illusionary experience of physical external reality is manufactured. Knowing this, you may then realize that when you are shifting your consciousness and using the imagination to program desired thought forms into the past, present, or future, you are literally reprogramming the frequency patterns of your cellular content and the operational holographic program that will manifest into physical reality through the DNA. The holographic thought form program through which your external reality will manifest is literally stored as a multidimensional electromagnetic program within the subatomic particle structure of your cells, much as a computer stores data within its memory. The DNA serves as a literal conduit through which that hologram...
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. I'm just reading a little excerpt with a boy just...
I don't know how long I'm going to actually stay up. And I can't hear you. I first heard you, and then all of a sudden I stopped hearing you.
Okay. Can you hear me
So
now?
it's doing whatever that weird thing was that it did before.
Oh, lovely. Katie?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can
yes.
hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
I think what I'm going to have to do is making sure I'm plugged in.
One sec.
Okay.
Let's see.
Say something.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Boy, it's just okay.
One second.
All right.
1 second. Okay, so I can hear myself on the stream, so that's good. Okay, can you hear me now?
Let me see it.
Better?
Okay, there we go. Great. Okay. Sorry, everybody.
Katie, your voice has gone completely nuts. It's very robotic, very echoey, and very just not good.
How about now? Hello? Still bad?
Your voice is just gone. It's gone.
Okay. How about now? How does it sound now?
Okay, there we go. Better. We've got a couple of comments.
Okay. All right. Let me get back onto that screen.
While you were gone, I just started talking about an excerpt on Voyages 2 regarding the holographic bombs and everything else. So.
Okay. Welcome, Jacob. Glad that you caught us. Yeah, I went down. Technology, yippee cow patty. Wait, hold on. Let me It sounds like a karaoke mic. Let's see. You can get.
Oh, I was just going off a little bit. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then I just ended up popping up the voice and just talked a little about the reprogramming the DNA and how it's a reflection of the hologram and all this other kind of stuff for like a couple of minutes.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna try to get back on track here. Okay. State of grace. Attitude is everything. Very much so. I didn't cry.
I nearly did.
Cry. I waited patiently for the world around me to come back online. Discerning the good, bad, and the ugly. Okay. Oh, I didn't. I probably got to take that off. Whoops. Comment off. Okay. How do I? Oh, I guess it's off. Okay. No, it's still there. Hold on.
It was still there.
Oh, the comment. Oh, wait. Okay, now I see where. No, that's not it. Hold on. I had. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hide. Okay. So, learning to discern the good, bad, and the ugly. That's kind of been a theme that I've been getting guidance-wise for quite a few months now. So, ama, that's the word. That's the word. No, I think I said that's still not the word I'm looking for. Or maybe it is ama. Nah, it's not ama. A tribe in South America has the same name, same wording. Maya. The world of Maya. The Maya soup of things. Yes. So what are you doing to clear the mental ama, second creation finite planetary programs, taking you away from being in that feel state within the still point or 0 point within that private place within your being? Because there's always, again, something that happens that takes you out. And many times, depending upon what it is, you're going to get a whole bunch of hormones sometimes going in your body, right? The cortisol levels go high, and you get into that fight or flight mode, or just can't move mode. And what can you do to calm your nervous system down? Again, the breathing helps. But what was it? Because again, there's all kinds of things going on around you. Why is it all the time on many dimensional planes? There's all kinds of things happening that you don't even see. They're not, again, like I go back to my story, the two realities going on at one time. That happy guy, his vibration or not vibration, his frequency was high, his vibration was actually low, and he was just in the zone. His whole world was popping. He was doing really great. Being the wonderful indigo that I am, I can see two or more realities going on at the same time as I was standing off in the back, and the other guy in his own zone. And there was probably even other multiple realities going on around them and around me that we didn't notice because our Parthaverse receivers were zoning in a particular reality. Within our templates, we have codes of different realities, different perspectives, different programs. And we can align with other similar realities going on around us. So that can be really, really good thing when it's positive. And so you just generate more of the positive realities or programs. Or you're lining up to something that's a lower frequency, higher vibration, actually, because it's more densified reality. So when you find yourself aligning with more of a densified reality, sorry about the train, more densified reality, then you want to try to track within your template, however way you want to do that, what program you just chose to align with and hold in your template. So there's all kinds of modalities out there on how to clear, subpersonality or clocks or, programs so that you can come back in and not be held out in the weeds. Because eventually you keep being held out in the weeds, you really get a strong shadow body, which I'm in the middle of creating a post to put on my website in regards to the shadow body and really realizing it's really something big that we're still dealing with. So it's really healing your shadow is another way of saying it. And your shadow actually represents something very beautiful and powerful about yourself. You cannot separate yourself from your shadow, nor do you want to. You want to reintegrate it back again. You want to line it back in. Line those fragmented parts that fragmented out around from your still point back within your still point. If you're not within your morphogenic template biology, then when you're off in the weeds, getting caught up in whatever second creation finite mechanics wants to give you, the tube torus, Fibonacci spiral, flowers of life reality of death and destruction. If you're out in there and not within here, someone or something else is going to be there. Guaranteed it. Again, the second creation finite shadow aspects of self are in charge at that point. Your shadow body fragments are running the show because you're off out there instead of within your power. Okay. I'm going to say, since did you want to add something to that?
I'm just glad, just as another technique that you can use in your everyday life, in the Beyond the Veils workshop, she does talk about the lower spiral and the higher spiral. It's within every present moment, we do have a choice in terms of what spiral we align to. So it's just something to keep in mind. Like I said, there is a technique that you can use to kind of discern which is the higher and which is the lower, so then it makes it a bit easier. Obviously, it's going to take practice and things, but
yeah, and I think, Lewis, you have that on your Telegram, and I think we did on Grid Keepers one of those techniques. Yeah. But yeah, I think we did those techniques. All right. Speaking on the ugly and the bad and the shadows, we tune within our pillar. We connect into the edons, which is the middle domains. We're focused on the out-pictured light body outer domains, which aka hologram, aka Maya, the illusion. What's the illusion? Because it's just a refracted replica of what's going on within yourself. When you go into the middle domain, which is right on the outer rim of the outer, so you're kind of coming in a bit closer within your central body current. Your core is the center. Then you have the inner, middle, and then out pictured outer, as we see on our diagram. The opposite divine will was a course of study taken by certain eternal collectives in the edons. As Aya, we are discerning the free will choice of the good, bad, and ugly, right? And I talked about that in the introductory material. The original, when Aya had the intention of creating these domains, it had its in-breath, it out-breath. That intention created vast worlds, many, many cosmayas and cosmeas. And then there was eventually a in-breath in, and all those realities that were created had all kinds of different combinations of absolutely beautiful, awesome, good, positive creations of just outstanding, beautiful variations on wonderful creation of mechanics of Keylonta. And then there was a little bit of kind of what could be considered a little off balance, as you know, you kind of go back and forth between the polarities of light and sound, finding your way, exploring what starts out maybe a little bad. You can realign it to good and expand more out. And then you have the bad or the ugly technology of what I like to call second creation finite mechanics of death and destruction, to which our tube torus Fibonacci spiral is a light body out picturing of that way of being. And there's lots and lots of deep mechanics to that technology. There were beings that chose within the middle domains to work with understanding, because free will choice is just has to be an aspect of Aya, because you have to have that thought intention to choose, to create anything. You have to choose something. It's just a matter of the dimensional domains, how much we give that ability. And we gave it in this outer realm for the expansion. And we're trying to figure that out from that middle domain, as it jumped into the outer, wanted to figure it out. And we're still figuring it out, okay? Because we're all it, good, bad, and ugly. We are all it, capital I, capital T. There's nowhere you can go ever, ever, no matter what phantom matrix you wallow in for what you feel like is eternity, it's still within Aya, within the mind of the pictured out body expression. It's still there. It's not fun. It sucks, but it's still Aya. It's still it. In this knowledge of understanding, we're everything, and we're exploring and learning and expanding out as we gain new knowledge and awareness and becoming more than what we started out as. There's a grace we gain on how to carry ourselves through the outer domains, right? When you can be in that core. And you can go explore in second creation finite mechanics. God only knows we've done that many lifetimes. That's how we got partly how we got a shadow body. Doing that exploration. But there comes a time when you want to come back in and bring all of that knowledge gained in the ugly and the bad to integrate within the good, within who we are as Aya, and expand it back out again to be even more. In this grace, we are okay with going, and even in this space, we're okay with going space dust return, because space dust return, all that means is that created outer domain light body structure we created as Aya, as the eternal spirit. And then those particles, as it crystallized in the light body structure and became solidified, come back in. Now, what's awesome is when we can do it naturally with the ascension cycles and bring back that knowledge with full consciousness back into our eternal expression. But it's still always, our parts always still return. And if you're remembered by your clan, your eternal collective of what you once were, there's a much more quicker turnaround time of putting those fragmented parts back together within the eternal core of creation. And with the work that we're doing right now too, because we're connecting with those eternal core beings, the Alhambra, the Yusufre, the Nomi, who's in the eternal core, guardians of ourself, it's all ourself. That's even faster. I always forget what we're calling it, Lewis. The Christ Star Return, the Christ Star Space Dust Return, or something like that. I can't remember. The Christ Star.
Stardust. Is it Stardust Return or something? I don't know.
It can be, yeah. You call it Stardust. I think there's a Christ Star Dust Return. Anyway, it's where we make that connection. You do the work in this lifetime to make that connection, to make my commitment, my whatever it was I titled this discussion comes first. Source comes first. No matter what.
The connection to self. Connection to self.
To source comes first. My connection with source comes first. That's the priority. You're going to make that alignment with your eternal being. And so when the time comes, if you're not able to integrate enough, because there's many that their templates are just too fragmented, they've got too much of a shadow. They've got too much, they may not make it all up, but they'll make a big bulk of their self will go back up. Okay. Playing the earth game, finding the balance, knowing when to say yes and when to say no to the material 3D. And kind of with that, she didn't say it in the book, in the manual, and she was actually saying to say no more than yes is sort of the impression I got from reading. But it's really the term taking the coin. And what that means to me, the biblical term, what it means to me, and probably one of the biggest powerful things about Christianity that no other particular religion or spiritual thing, except chaos in its own way, has is, are you making payment to shut up, to fit in, to play the game, or are you of the game, not necessarily the earth game that I'm saying here, but the community, the society, the government, the system, which is usually being run by second creation of finite mechanics most of the time. Are you taking whatever it is, the government benefits? If you're working for a corporation, it could be, your paycheck, and that you don't listen to get that paycheck, you don't listen to your inner voice of what, yes to do this, no to do that, I'm okay with this, I'm not okay with this. You just toe the line without saying, hey, wait a minute, we need to relook at this, we need to do that, and just step back. You don't have to be crazy about it. You just talk from within your core of what is not in alignment. So that's kind of something to start tuning into. And needless to say, I know I'm still working on it. I think everybody at some level is, no matter how much they think they got that one figured out, there's probably more layers to that one. Becoming more and more knowledgeable and aware of what is love and what is codependency, being codependent. And the two are not the same. When you're caretaking, when you're taking care, when you're doing things that a person could really do for themselves, and you're doing it for them all the time. When you're not allowing somebody to take responsibility for whatever behaviors they're doing that may not be positive behaviors, whatever that might be, or good behaviors, or behaviors where they're really connecting into their own eternal being, and you're covering up, thinking that you're doing it for them, you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it because you don't want to be alone. You don't feel okay on your own merit. True love is not blinding. True love is not blind. True love sees someone for who they are and is supportive of whatever good they're doing, whatever bad they're doing, and even to a certain extent the ugly. Now, obviously, with the ugly, you say, hey, this is ugly or this is bad, but then you step back and you just hold a space that sees them in their highest light, because their highest light is when they're in the love vibration, right? We've been talking about that Maria, that harmonizing journey of alignment, realignment, of seeing yourself and seeing others as they truly are. As you tune in within your still point within, and you tune into who you care about around you, are you seeing them as who they truly are? Or are you seeing them as things to be looked after? Hopefully I'm making sense here. And then knowing when to hold on to something and when to let it go, kind of part of that. Letting go of the little birdie, little birdie come back to you kind of thing. And I'm thinking about that song, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. It's really kind of getting that balance. When to stay, when to not stay, when to run, because it's really ugly and you're not doing yourself or them any good, when to get the heck out of Dodge. So, yeah, and it's okay. Did you want to add anything to that, Lewis?
The one thing I'd like to add is just to really acknowledge that no matter when we have to let go of things, because letting go of things is hard, but ultimately we're all in the big world of God's source, so it's not like when we let something go, they're going to be far away. It might seem like that in the hologram, but ultimately we'll come back to them at some point, hopefully in a more healed manner, and they can finish what we started.
Yes.
Because ultimately everything comes for us. Everything
We had another.
is there to help us
Actually, I'll
rather
hold
than
on to
hinder.
that and add some more, Jacob. Hold on. I want to get through the material, and then I want to go back. And I think we're getting there. So, in conclusion, life is not about what you get done, how good you look, or how spiritual you appear to yourself or others. Life is about living each moment within the still point within to gain a deeper connection with the eternal. Did you realign and recalibrate the second creation finite shadow programs that were interfering with this connection, holding you out of the state of grace with all life everywhere? Anything you want to add to that, Luce?
Yep. Perfectly said.
And then, of course, I do private sessions, HDR, Harmonizing Journey to Realignment sessions, utilizing both the Keylonta mechanics and Mstery, her spirit body mechanics. You see little diagrams here. I suggest for people on the YouTube, the Harmonizing Journey YouTube channel, I have a playlist, Harmonizing Journey with Keylonta. So those are public group introductory sessions that you can playlist that you can play to feel out an HDR session. Also, I recommend that you just go on Harmonizing Journey website and just start exploring. You can go to the About section, and I have, I think, 3 videos I did where I talked about myself for hours. There's a lot of material about learning about my background, because I have a tendency not to do that because I already did it. So you can listen to those and get a really good feel about who I am, what I'm about, how HDR came into being. That's really good. I have a frequently asked questions section page on the site, and yeah, just a lot more filler when you go to the private sessions and the Grid Keeper session, backgrounds about HDR, so that you can get a feeling of, is this going to work for me? And if it is, awesome. You can set up a session. If you're ready to jump right into the Grid Keeper, that's awesome too. We really work with the Tanjahura mechanics. And Lewis, did you want to say a little something about that?
Pretty much, we welcome everyone. It doesn't really matter what level you're at, whether you're in the New Age movement, whether you're in a little bit of chaos, putting your little toes into it a little bit. We're very accepting, we're very loving, we want to help everyone, and we're continuously just creating a wonderful, beautiful, more energetic field. So,
yeah, it doesn't matter where you're at. There's a process that I guess you call it a process. There's journeys that you go through to get yourself connected into your pod space, starting to make that connection, do the clearing work that you need to do, and then lining up a bit to connect into your rare earth and get established there, and then you're ready to join the journeys with the core group. The once a month monthly discussion. Everybody's always invited there when you're ready to join in on that. We usually, at the end of the discussion, we have a little intro part, answer questions and whatever you have. And obviously also sessions are available. Sessions at 30% discount to our session, 30% discount that you can do if you find that that's not enough, just going through those recorded journeys. And there's also a book that you can purchase to also get the background and information that's helpful and aligning and do all the stuff what we talked about today that can help in supporting you with that. Because it's working on your connection and what's getting in the way of the connection. What are the mental programs? What are the behaviors and attitudes that are getting in the way? And this book helps with those, with the self-empowerment principles of awareness and just other techniques and things that you can utilize. And and we lost the one person that we had. So anyway, and then the Waking in Alania book series, newly inspired sci-fi fantasy series about who you are as a spiritual being living a multidimensional biospiritual existence. And that's more touchy-feely novel adventures, tuning in more of the touchy-feely, but activating the DNA type material. So the first book occurs in pre-cataclysmic terror, harmonic universe 2, angelic reality, and kind of what took us to where we're at now. And then the second book is more current, 2012 time period, and getting connected with what's going on with the planetary structure of the inner earth portals and stuff, and how we brought a lot of that technology from Terra to here. And again, it's kind of a sci-fi adventure, spiritual kind of thing. Did you want to add anything to that, Lewis?
Let's say how much I really recommend this book. Kind of like what Katie said, it's for anybody that Voyagers might be a little bit too much for you, frequency-wise, but the Waking Alania books is a nice middle ground for anyone that's really getting in. She does a really good job of integrating the chaos materials and part of the chaos history into the Waking of Alania books, and it's really just a good introduction to quantum science.
Hold on a second, Lewis. Jacob, when Lewis talks, is there any backfeed or any weird noises that occur? Because he's awfully loud to me, and I don't know if that's backfeeding anything or doing anything off, or does he sound really well? So we'll see if he comments on that. Sorry, Lewis.
Well, that's good.
But thank you, sweetie. And as usual, please like this video. Please share to anyone who you think would be interested in this content. Please subscribe to get more of this content. And hit the notification button. I am not monetized by YouTube, so donations are greatly appreciated. The donation link will be in the description, as well as the link for private sessions and for the Grid Keeper and for the Waking in Alania series. There's actually a whole page on the website for Waking in Alania, and for the private sessions and for the Grid Keepers. There's different pages. And the introduction to Keylonta episode and the Harmonizing Journey schedule for the rest of this month going into the next month. The introduction to Keylonta episode 8 on Tuesday the 12th at 1 p.m. EDT, 6 p.m. BST. We will discuss the part 4, the Council Domains, pages 78 through 83, and Voyagers 1, the Sleeping Abductees, and Voyagers 2, Secrets of Amenti finale. So, which basically the founder races in our world here. Then 8, and that'll be for a while at any rate the end of the introductory class. And I will eventually, and I didn't put it here, I guess I put it in anyway, probably starting in June, I will be doing monthly Harmonizing Journey with Katie Ashivani introductory HDR sessions. So at some point, maybe that week, I will be doing it instead. The HDR Insights Tarot Show on Tuesday the 26th at, again, same time, 1 p.m. EDT, 6 p.m. BST for European folks. And then And then the next, which you're not seeing it. Oh, wait, maybe you're seeing it. Mastery of Keylonta, episode 7. Or excuse me, I said episode 7, but I should have said episode 8. June the 2nd at, again, same time, 1 p.m. EDT, 6 p.m. BST. And we will be working on, so you can prep ahead of time, Soft Love and Tough Love, pages 28 through 30 in the Postures of Love, Steps Towards Joy manual. Alrighty, so we have some comments here. So the meditation I did, okay, hold on a second. Let me see if I can find that one again. There it is. So the meditation I did yesterday has the mantra Ananda Maya Moksha. So what does Ananda and Moksha mean? Do you know? Because we kind of know what Maya is, and I'm just curious what those words around it are saying. And I know there's at least a 5-second lag. And I'm not as yet seeing the response back. Maybe he doesn't know. I don't know, but that's kind of cool. I would have loved to have known what that was. And yes, I would love, looking forward to when we can do the session together, would be awesome. And yes, definitely check out my playlist. Oops. Okay, just trying to catch up with the comments. Sounds normal to me, but I do hear some background noise from someone. See, Lewis, see if you can turn down your volume. And also, I just remembered, because I had it before, but then, is it going to let me do it? Might not let me do it while I'm in the...
Yeah, I've turned it.
Okay. Oh, wait, here we go. Here. Edit mic settings. Hopefully that will help. So I just did that. Hopefully that'll take some of the background. Yeah, we haven't as yet figured it out why it's making that sound. But thank you. Okay. And then you've read about half of Voyagers. It's a lot of reading. And I still reference it. And I'll read it and I go, and it's like, I feel like I'm reading it for the first time again. I'm like, it really said that? I don't remember that. And I'm like, oh, wow. It's like another little DNA thing pop opening up. I'm trying to remember. I know it had a deal with the authentic true self. You know, I'm not sure what he's referencing there. Like the closet layer to blessing.
Closest.
Right? The closest layer to bliss energies. Oh, I think he's saying maybe what it was that his, what the phrase was. Yes. Because Maya's not bad. It's just what we've manifested, what we're out picturing, that crystallized holographic reality. That, yeah, it's just almost like the negative when you take a picture. Is that right?
Yeah.
So it's just a gauge. It's letting you know how you're doing, what you're creating. So if you can get in that balanced state of understanding, like I just said, that grace state, and that's beautiful. The Ananda Maya Moksha. That's kind of another way of saying being in a state of grace. Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, here we go. The Ananda Maya Kosha, or sheath made of bliss. Ananda is the Vedantic philosophy, the most subtle or spiritual of the five levels of embodied self. It has been interpreted differently according to specific schools of Indian and also theosophical thought, which is interesting because Ananda is also, at least you could probably do better than me, when you're, it's one of the names that you can have, right? When you're developing your Christic levels of being. She talks about the Ananda, right? The name Ananda.
I'm sure it connects into like the sun names or something. I don't know what it
Yeah,
is.
the sun names. Yeah, which all this technology of the ancients, of the Indians, they were connecting into the sun gods, the sun beings.
And the word
Connection.
Maya, I've just kind of noticed it's in the final verse of the out-breath of the magic words of co-creation. Mane, Ka Ihahara, Harameya, Manaki.
Yeah,
And the
Mana.
songs of co-creation are
Well,
just are the tones leading down each
well,
dimension, are they?
well. Yeah, it's yeah, because that's the outer. The end of it is that outer last connection, creation. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Materialization. Got another comment. So it's all about surrendering to our own healing powers. That's huge as well. Yeah. The, I guess, kind of with the healing, I mean, it's part of it's manifesting, creating, and then clearing or releasing what no longer serves you is when you get healing to occur. And you're only going to do it within that Ananda state, within your, because really, when you're talking about the sun, you're really talking about the rishis, right? Which are sun, gaseous sun beings, dimensions 13, 14, 15, the primal light and sound fields, which is really connecting into the next catharic structure up, the next universal structure, right? Um, Up. So really more into your organic state. And so yeah, it's just lining up into that. And it all, because it's spheres within spheres within spheres within spheres within spheres, it all still focuses within that 13th pillar, still point within, out into all those layers. Holding, creating, holding thought intention, manifesting all the realms of reality outwards. And you're all those different realms when you align back with the neural network pathways of your eternal mind as IA. Hey. Oh, what did I do? And I would say that is a good place to conclude. Thank you, Jacob. It was awesome insights. Really appreciate you participating in this. And I know the people watching in the future will also appreciate what you gave. Um, thank you.
Thank you.
And next week, hopefully see you in the introductory Keylonta as we talk about, which is going to be a lot of Voyagers material, about the people that, from our primal light and sound field, beings of our founder races that came in, of the light, sound, and one, to create our time matrix. Thank you. And then, and you are welcome.
Bye. See you, everyone.